Posted by you/powerful_activity 333. So, my 56M daughter, 25F, is getting married next spring. I've been looking forward to this for years, and she and I have always been close. Her mom and I split when she was around 12, and she mostly lived with me after that. I've been in her life full time, so I always figured I'd have that classic father-daughter moment at her wedding. Her mom remarried about 5 years ago, and let's just say I'm not a fan of her new husband. He's a guy who always needs to be the center of attention, loud, over the top, and just exhausting. He's even pulled stunts at family gatherings on my side, always making everything about him. I've put up with it to keep things civil, but it's been a constant challenge for me. I still invite him for my daughter's sake. Fast forward to now, my daughter is wedding planning and told me she'd like her stepdad to walk her halfway down the aisle with me. I couldn't believe it. I told her that, as her actual father, it's a bit hurtful to have to share this big moment with someone who's only been in her life for a few years. I've been there through everything, every school event, every late night, every hard time. Her stepdad has only recently come into the picture, and it stings that she wants to include him in a moment I always assumed was ours. To make things even harder to swallow, I'm covering all the wedding expenses. I've spent a significant amount so she could have her dream wedding. I don't want to be petty, but part of me feels it's only fair to expect the honor of walking her down the aisle, just me and her. She got defensive, saying she wants to include him because he's been supportive, but I explained that, to me, this is about a father-daughter tradition and how much I value our relationship. Now she's upset, and my ex-wife has also chimed in, saying I'm being selfish and making it all about me. I've now become a full-blown topic of discussion, with everyone throwing some pretty harsh words my way. In frustration, I finally told her that if she really wants him to be there, she should ask him if he'd also like to split the bills. That might have been a bit much, but I was feeling cornered. Was I wrong for not wanting to share the aisle with her stepdad, especially since I'm also paying for the whole thing? Commenter. As a consistently active parent, even into her adulthood, this is an incredibly special moment for you and your daughter. Whether you're footing the bill for the wedding or not, you, and you alone, should be the one walking her down the aisle. Although, have a feeling that it was the stepdad who suggested this, not your daughter. She might have just been the messenger. Ops response. You're right. It was both him and my ex-wife who suggested it. I love my daughter deeply, but my wife left us when my daughter was just 12. She cheated on me and turned her back on our daughter, too. When she wanted to come back into our lives, I allowed it because, at the end of the day, she is my daughter's mother. However, it hurts that my daughter didn't stand up to them or can't see clearly that they're both trying to come between us. Sometimes, I think I should just suck it up, but it breaks my heart all the same. Update same day. I have not been able to read all the comments, but I see some people asking for an update on this situation. There are a lot of comments, and I won't be able to reply to every one of them, so I am adding my message here for everyone to read. I didn't expect so many people to comment on this situation, and I'm really grateful for all the perspectives and messages I've received. It made me feel much less alone. I also got some messages about the cost of the wedding, $350K. I have to add that this is a destination wedding, so some of the expenses are due to flight costs, my daughter's makeup artists, and a few gifts I'm giving to my daughter. So, after taking in your advice, I sat down with my daughter to have an honest conversation about everything. I explained why walking her down the aisle was so important to me, how much it means as her father, and why it felt unfair to be asked to share this moment with her stepdad. I apologized to her, trying to express that I never intended to make her worry about the expenses. I told her I am doing it because I love her and want to give her the day of her dreams. I told her I said it out of frustration and that she has nothing to worry about. Unfortunately, the talk didn't go as I'd hoped. She got pretty upset and told me I was ruining her day and that I didn't understand the pressure she was under from everyone to keep the peace. She was worried about her mom getting angry, and when I told her I felt hurt by all of this, she accused me of threatening her and even called me a narcissist. I'll be honest, she used terms I don't fully understand, but it stung. She mentioned that her mom has been really nice to her for the past few years and that she doesn't want to lose that relationship. To her, my ex-wife is her best friend now, and she didn't have that growing up. I get it, my ex-wife and my daughter do have a lot in common, things like fashion, accessories, and other interests. My daughter is very much like her in that regard. My ex-wife and her husband also came over so they could all discuss it as a family. My sister happened to be there too, and she stayed to support me, which helped me keep my calm. When they arrived, things only got more tense. My daughter told them she no longer wanted me paying for the wedding and asked if they could step in instead. I knew this was a very bad idea and knew it would not end well. I knew she would reject it, but it would break my daughter's heart. I thought my ex-wife would handle it in a smart way so my daughter wouldn't get hurt, but my ex-wife flat out said she couldn't pay because she was saving for her son's college fund, her son from a marriage before her current husband. Her son is 15, so college is still 5 to 6 years away, but she said that was her priority. I knew this would end this way, but I never expected my daughter to get frustrated with me and just ask them directly. I knew she trusted her mom deeply, and I did want her to see that her mother is not the best support, but I didn't want my daughter finding out this way. I could see it really broke her heart. My daughter had really started to trust her mother. Her husband then jumped in, saying I was being a jerk and making the day about myself. At that point, I finally had enough. I told them that my intent was never to hold anything over anyone, especially not my daughter, and I was only hurt because I wanted a moment with her that I looked forward to her whole life. I explained that I was still willing to pay for everything, but my daughter was visibly upset after realizing that her mom and stepdad weren't willing to contribute a cent to the wedding. By the end of it all, my daughter looked heartbroken. I could see she was hurt realizing her mom would rather prioritize her half-brother's college fund, years down the line, over helping with her wedding now. She told me she needed some space to process everything, and I told her I'd give her all the space she needs. As for my ex-wife, she wasn't done. She said I'd ruined everything and that I was the reason my daughter no longer respects her mother and stepdad. She blamed me for this entire mess, saying I'd manipulated the situation to create a rift between them and my daughter. I'm glad my daughter knows the truth about her mom and stepdad, but I didn't want her to find out this way. So, that's where we're at. I'm just trying to be there for my daughter in whatever way she needs. Thank you all again for the support. It's helped me feel a lot less alone in this. I have to mention, my future son-in-law had insisted to my daughter that her mom and stepdad should pay for the wedding instead of me. When I talked to him about it afterward, he explained that he wanted my daughter to learn that her mom might not have the best intentions for her. To be fair, he's not a fan of my ex-wife because she's made snarky remarks about his mother in the past, so I know he only did this to get back at my ex-wife. But in the end, this has left my daughter feeling broken. She has a very open heart and trusts people easily. I wanted her to understand this situation was wrong, but not in a way where she feels betrayed by her own mother. She carries a lot of pain from the past. Thank you everyone for your kind words. I will end this message here. Wish you all luck.